morning, Jakarta, at 7 a.m. on November 24, 2023. I am Sicilia Wati Nistah. Will provide various updates to you by discussing the latest issues. We present the latest political news, which will bring us closer to dynamics of government. The title of the news that I will bring is "Impossible to Rely on China Alone." President hopeful Ganjar says. Presidential hopeful Ganjar Pranowo revealed Tuesday how he planned on navigating the growing US-China rivalry if he wins the upcoming election. The presidential nominee of the ruling Indonesian Democratic Party of Struggle (PDAP) also wants Indonesia to work with any strategic partner, while saying that it will be impossible for Jakarta to rely on investment from one country alone, or in this case, China. Indonesia is only 3 months into its presidential election in February. As the US-China tensions grows, so does the question of who will the candidates pick, Washington or Beijing. Meanwhile, the mammoth Chinese investment in Indonesia has led to assumption that Jakarta favors having Beijing as its business partner. Ganjar said he intends to dispel rumors of Indonesia favoring China. Ganjar said at Foreign Policy Forum in Jakarta on Tuesday that someone had asked him whether Indonesia would have only partnered with China if he had become the president. He replied that he will not. Ganjar told that throughout their history, there are other countries who had worked with us when they had invited other economies to work with them. It had not been China who had ranked first place as the top foreign investor. Ganjar also plans to stick to Indonesia's current free and active foreign policy, in which the country does not align with any major powers. But according to Ganjar, the term free should mean that Indonesia is free to decide much more strategic policies. Ganjar mentioned that being free, it meant we were free to set out their strategies and with whom they intended to work with. They could not rely on one country alone. They just could not. The former Central Java governor commented on how the US-China rivalry could give Indonesia an opportunity in the economic domain. He said there are certain goods that these two countries, US and China, refuse to buy from one another. Perhaps we, Indonesia, can try supplying those goods to the two countries. Ganjar said that he should have been able to invite other countries or maybe those two countries to work with Indonesia for a mutually beneficial partnership. Government data put China as Indonesia's second largest source of foreign direct investment, or FDI. Beijing invested approximately $5.6 billion in the Southeast Asian country in the first 9 months of 2023. American investment in Indonesia over the same period totaled $2.4 billion, thus placing fifth in Indonesia's foreign investment ranking. Singapore became Indonesia's largest FDI source, investing about $12.1 billion throughout January until September. Indonesia also reported that its bilateral trade with China amounted to $133 billion in 2022. This is over threefold of the US-Indonesia trade, which stood at $39.8 billion last year. Ganjar is set to face Defense Minister Prabowo Subianto and former Jakarta Governor Anies Baswedan in next year's presidential. That's our summary of political news. Stay connected with the latest developments and think critically. Thank you for watching. I'm Sicilia Wati Nistah. See you in the next news edition. Hopefully this information is useful.